I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro. Hello out there in Videoland, it's me again, Lazy Video Gamer, and I know I said I only do one video per week, but one of my subscribers had the wish to get a newer modding video for Arcade 1-Up. So yeah, I will try to keep it short and try to keep it in 3 segments. Cause yeah, okay. What you see in the back is an Intech Gaming fighting stick. It's a very easy, it's a complete set who you can purchase, but I didn't find it right now on eBay in an offer. So yeah, and it's a cool thing, as I said, but I prefer to mod it by yourself, and the wish was there to keep the original joysticks. Why? I don't know, cause they suck. But yes, first I show you now let me say the end product of such a cab. So before I going in depth with the topic, I have to mention, if it works with every cab, cause I see the cabs as a shelf. There was this opinion around that you only can mod a cab who has Wi-Fi. In fact, if you have a cab who uses a Wi-Fi connection, like the Marvel cab or Killer Instinct or all the others, Wi-Fi would be gone after that. But yeah, before I show you the downside of the board, if you do it to USB controllers, I can hook up. There's a solution for the Mega CD, there's a solution for the Xbox, for the Polymega, for the PlayStation 4, for PlayStation 3, for PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, the Retro Free clone console, you can't see it down there, and also I have one over here, are those legendary cheap emulation boxes, Super Console X, for 60 bucks, 70 bucks, with thousands of games on it. And in the most case, if you mod it with to USB cable, who is actually pretty cheap to do, you don't need any USB dongles except for the Nintendo Switch. You need this Magic NS2, and for the Xbox 360, nobody knows why, but this needs another one. It's the Magic X to transfer the system, the signal for the system. But many consoles like such a cheap box, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, you can hook up directly. Why? Because I'm showing you that with my board. It's, as I said, I call it the monster. As you can see, I like those buttons, additional buttons with some fixing screws made out of plastic, and the micro switch connectors. Now, why I'm telling you that you can almost hook up everything to this, I come to that also once later. Because I have here in this mess, let's just let's drop it down. I hope you can see it here clearly. Those USB encoders who are capable just for a closer look, who are capable to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PC, Android, Raspberry Pi, Nintendo Switch. It can run or read everything. So those are coming with analog knobs, but you don't have to hook the analogs up. It's just, yeah, in addition, if you want to play some great games from the Nintendo Switch or the PlayStation 3 as example, Daytona USA. You know, I'm a Sega fan, and the download version of Daytona USA for the PlayStation 3 needs analog controls. So you maybe maybe you see those as well. This is the plug for the cable, is the cable, and on the other side it's an USB plug. So put it in once again. I will screw that later down, cause yeah. So if you, as I said, you can, with such adapters like those USB dongles or other solutions, well, I'm talking right now about hooking up barely everything. There's a solution out there for the Mega CD, or Mega Drive, and when I'm talking about Sega, also for the Sega Saturn and the Dreamcast. You need two or one of those to hook it up. It's the Brook Wingman converter, and you have in front a USB cable. With the Intergaming Fighting Stick, you could hook it up without any wires, because this is a Bluetooth controller actually, so it hooks up to the most systems. What I saw right now who are in offer are those variations. You can play NES games directly to cartridge in the board, or Genesis Mega Drive games directly into the board. But with this, you only need a USB dongle and something like that. There are solutions out there for almost everything. And for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 who don't have USB inputs as controller inputs, you need something like this. Also from Brook, I swear on those products, I love them. The Wingman converter for PlayStation 2, and it works with the PlayStation 5 controller, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox, many solutions. But this is how it looks in nature. You see right there, the Bride as well is a USB input. So if you mod your cap to USB, and with that you have the step between. You filled the gap. Okay, and now for the most boring part of this little video. Here I have a complete set to show you. There are many offers out there, but in the theory and practically they're all the same. What I want to point out is the buttons and the cables had the same size. There are some connectors there and they have to have the same size. What you see on the, you maybe can't get bad luck Yeah, on the side, on the right side, you see a USB converter. It's practically the same that I showed you before in real life, but this one here is not capable to the PlayStation 4, and I believe also not on Switch or analog controllers as said it. But yeah, this is a little part who you would lost if you would buy also in addition those for the PlayStation 4 and Switch. I'm not pretty sure does this one runs with the Switch and the PlayStation 3. I changed it a long time before, so yeah, I couldn't remember that. So I want to show you this little fellow. It is the converter for the monitor. You have to put out your PCB, the original who is in there, and replace it with this. You have here a VGA input, the VGA input, the HDMI input, and the headphone jack for a sound solution. I come to that also later. And this item is very specific. Your monitor has a number on the back. In the old days it was those M170 numbers or WYD numbers. Nowadays it's a D170 or Y170. It varies. Arcade1Up had or having some different monitors. So you have to screw your cap, the backside off, and writing down these numbers to a little piece of paper, and then you can go out to find it. And here it is. This is also just as an example the seller, because they are nowadays more common and also a little bit cheaper. So I try to get it a little bit bigger. Yeah, so you see it. This one comes with a lot of cables. Here is the typical USB from the board to the console you hook up cable, with additional cables for other methods for the analogs. And on the left you see this USB encoder. It's especially, like I said, up to PlayStation 4. So with this one you have barely no issues and problems to hook up what you wanna do. So but in my experience, if you want to hook up such a little clone console like I showed you in real, the other one who were in the set worked. So you don't need this, but I recommend it on the USB converter. You don't have to put in analog controls, but I recommend this converter, and there are awesome converters out there who look very similar to it but are not the same. So you have to check it. Is it written PlayStation 4 on it? I bought once some converters over Amazon who have written that they, with analog sticks, it was written that they are compatible to PlayStation 3, but they weren't. But those one are the sure bet. So if you think two of those costs you around $100 or €100, a joystick set with buttons for 2-player around $70, so you are by 170. The monitor converter $30, you are by $200. And now it's the time to talk about the only issue you would have with such. So there are 3 additional things you need, except for a driller. I hope you have one. You need, or the easiest solution is a driller who you can drill stepless holes from small to bigger one. And this driller looks something like this. I call it a Cornetto driller. I saw in tool shops very expensive one for $80. You don't need such a thing. You find those in your Aldi or in your Walmart or your local your discounter, maybe for €10. And yeah, you have to drill some additional holes. Don't be afraid. I come to this also later. You need a sound solution. You can purchase a little amplifier, show you that in a second, or you taking some hi-fi speakers for your PC as well from any brand. Logitech, for example, is this one with an AC adapter. But important is it needs a headphone jack to put it in the monitor converter. So, as I promised, this is such a little amplifier. Costs around $15. I go directly to hi-fi speakers. Now I have a banger sound. But without speakers, if you don't have anyone spare, it would be an expensive variation than taking just simple USB boxes. Oh, sorry, I said USB boxes. I don't meant that. Just little PC boxes with a headphone jack on it, and go then into this place on the controller, on the monitor control board. And yeah, this is all what you need, except for a multi-plug, a multi-AC plug. I'm pretty sure everyone has one lying around at home to hook up the monitor, the system you want to run, and the speakers. There are solutions out there who you change a cable and don't have to change. You have the power switch on your cap like day one, but in fact it doesn't bother me. I am starting up right now my cap to show you Yeah, okay. All those power adapters. This is my sound solution for this cab. Turn it on. This is the monitor. And now, which one should I hook up? As you can see, here's the retro freak. Right? I normally hide this part of my room because it's a mess, okay? I mentioned it, the Nintendo Switch needs those NS Magic 2 dongles to run in any way. So which one should I fire up for demonstration use? Wiggle it out, re-plug the USB from the cab to the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Switch, Polymega. Okay, you get the point. For the Polymega as well, you need the NS Magic 2. Why? I'm not sure, I don't know, but it works. What should I run? Okay, as a Sega fan, I'll start up. The PC Engine. You hear this clicking of the buttons. I liked it actually a lot. And yeah, so for the end, almost the end of the video, you see here are the start buttons. I placed the start buttons where the original power and volume were, to clean up the board. It was in original a Street Fighter 2 board, and if you take a good look, those 6 buttons here were the original places, but to play all the modern controllers with 8 action buttons, I needed here 2 more, and for the clone systems like Console X, you need a select button as well. Here is the home, start, home, and the select button for putting in credits. So in theory, if I wouldn't put in analog controllers, I wouldn't have those buttons up here. But in practical way, I have here on the side as well some buttons for the Nintendo Switch pinball games. I made a video about that. But yeah, you see, you have to spend some bucks extra, but when you think this cap cost you back then 300, 400 bucks, and the new caps are in the price range of 700, 800 bucks plus shipping. So for the same addition to a new cap, you can do it by yourself, and you can do whatever you want to do. As I said, now to this cab I can hook up a Saturn, a Dreamcast, name the console, it would work. For you, Super, you said you want to hook up or let the original controllers on. You can do that. But you see, they are not the original controllers, but you would have to cut the cables from the original controllers, de-isolate it, and wiggle it around such a connection like, try it here to show. Oh, I show you what I made to that it runs the pinball games. So I don't wanna put something out. You would have to take a cable, cut it, de-isolate it, and wiggle it around those metal pieces, and then with the silicone, if you have this silicone rubber, fix it. Why I did this, I don't like to work with tin, diluting tin, because I have a very nervous right hand and that wouldn't work out in my case that great, so I made it that way, but it works. So I hope that was helpful. And if I be honest, I didn't check up which console you wanna hook up to your system, so maybe I talked too much in another direction, or it was just right. To everyone out there, feel free to leave a commentary down below. I'm glad to help when it comes to modding the cables. I have my special experience with the European distributor from back in the day, or one European distributor from back in the day of those machines. But yeah, I'm almost over that they since 4 years never delivered anything except for, yeah, okay, let's save that, let's bear it out. Yeah, as I said, feel free to leave a commentary down below if you need some more additional advice or tips. Of course, you have to drill some holes. In this case, a lot of holes. But yeah, I hook up even a PlayStation 4 to this one and a Nintendo Switch. And most of these clone consoles were from a time where games used 6 action buttons. You need then the start, a select, a home button. So there are not so many holes you have to drill, but you already put the cap together so you can use a screwdriver, so you also can use a driller. And for all those who are just wondering why my hair are once again tied together, it's my modding fashion. I have longer hairs, and long hairs and drilling is not a really secure thing. So take care of yourself and only do what is secure. But I never had any issue with breaking the board. For an example, first time when before I start modding a cap, I had the fear that I break the board. So that's not a big thing. So you have, I try to show it to you. There's one thing that can happen, but with these buttons you don't see it. It can be that around the holes a little bit wood is lifting up. Don't be afraid, that doesn't is a big deal. So once again, that was it for this episode of the Lazy Video Gamer Show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having now some inspirations. Yes, when you're thinking of purchasing everything at once, $400 aren't nothing, but you have, or I said 250, yeah, 400 costs. Such a thing like the Super Console X costs you also money, but you get something then after you finished it, and it makes a lot of fun. Like the musician Tom Petty said, the waiting is the hardest part. So if you purchasing the buttons, the encoders you need, and you have to wait 2-3 weeks, even maybe more, and then to have the time to do it, yeah, it's a hard part, but it's very rewarding, and you can save some money if you don't wanna put on a new deco. This one in fact was a Mortal Kombat 2 cap, Generation 1. Maybe I forgot to mention, yeah, no light up marquee was there, and here I have a Capcom Legacy cap with a light up marquee, and this functionality is gone after that, so I modded by myself once again. But you can, or I can also live without it. I don't use the light up marquee that much, but yeah, it works with every cap. So, and it makes fun. I have to repeat myself, and yeah. Now I wish you a fantastic rest of evening, a great week. Hope to hear from you again, and yeah, in the meantime, don't forget, the modding is never over.